And speaking of putting black people on, H&M. Oh!
H&M just needs to stop.
How do y'all feel about them? So basically, the scenario is kids after recess. So they had different Asian, black, Puerto Rican, white, everybody after recess. But what was targeted, or I guess what everybody saw was
the controversy of it.
Right, this black girl who had her hair, didn't even look like it was brushed, moisturized, or anything, in a little ponytail.
She had one of them 1-inch ponytails. So, looked like she just, got in a tussle.
Right, I get the concept, but how do y'all personally feel? Because it was like a lot of backlash. It was good and bad. How do y'all feel?
Based off, I had to look at the other kids too. I was like, let me look at the other kids and see how they did. And it's like, honestly, all of them did have messy hair, looked like they were like rough and rugged. Right. But at the end of the day, it's like all of their hair textures are different. So their messy bun look is kind of in and is cute. Whereas hers is like the African, like, oh, I have the naps and it's just up. But honestly, I feel like for me, it was something that women's hair, that's black women's hair, needs to be more normalized. Like, this is what my hair looks like. Yeah, and I feel like there's always a stigma on, like, because they're mad, like, why you got this little girl hair looking like that? Edges are not good, why they ain't swooped? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like that, but she's a little girl. Right. Yeah. She doesn't need her edges swooped and boom. And like, I mean, I'm gonna moisturize my hair's child, or I said my hair's child, my child's hair, but when I have a kid, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like at least that I feel like they had good intentions. I don't really know who their marketer was, but at least from what it looks like to me, if they had good intentions of getting each child's hair texture in their natural state, into where I feel like black women don't want that to be as normalized, because we have the wigs and the weaves, blah, blah, but guess what? I'm grown, baby. Like, my kids don't need to be in wigs and weaves. Right.
I agree with that, because I went to middle school and high school with a few girls that actually, their hair looked like that. Mm-hmm. So when you say it needs to be normalized, I do feel that way, because everybody doesn't need to have slick edges. If I just wanted to one day walk out the house with my hair just however, I feel like it should be accepted. It shouldn't be talked about. And at the end of the day, that kid, they got a bag for that. They definitely got paid.
Yeah, she got a whole
Their
bag.
mom and dad had to clear that. So it's just, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like at the end of the day, that is a child, and one day she will be able to come back and read these comments, and I just feel like it's not glorifying black women hair again. And
I definitely agree with both of you guys. I definitely feel like certain things should be normalized. I also do feel like if you are going to be in an ad, put that baby hair in some little braids or something. You know what I mean? Put some blue magic on there or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what it is.
And I'm not saying, it ain't have to be perfect, but I mean, just a little something would have helped us.
Yeah, they could have moisturized.
And don't get me wrong, you already know I think that we already had a high stake in animosity towards them just because certain things they've done, like putting black hair,
and the
coolest monkey in the jungle, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I think it was like
H&M just be playing all the time.
Y'all already kind of like boiling hot water, and y'all.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
like, I feel like you might have good intentions, but the fact that y'all have a reputation of doing like on the borderline stuff.
I don't think the little baby hair should have been all like weaved up or nothing.
Well, you know what? But also, what I think too, I feel like each hair texture should have been like a different hairstyle. It's like, I wouldn't put my child's hairstyle if my child's hair can't be in a full ponytail. Why couldn't she just have the curls? Why couldn't she just be curled out? Because it was supposed to be after recess. Like, you was playing around and you was messed up. So everybody's hair was supposed to be messy, but each of the kids, they could have all had, like pigtails, ponytails, full hair out. Like, I feel like they could have did more variety.
Honestly, I thought she was cute anyway.
I thought so too. That's what I said. I was in recess with some girls like that.
Yeah, I thought she was cute and confident.
And she was confident, and I'm happy for her.
After recess, I mean, technically her ponytail could have been together.
Because you saw that whole thing of it probably was like last month that they did like a whole thread of it of like all them kids coming back from the first day of school and all of their hair. So one girl lost the ponytail.
Oh yeah. I see some funny ones. She said like, look, this how I sent my baby to school.
It was a little white girl looking like she came from Hogwarts, and she looked like she just needed a bottle of whiskey. Like, Mom, this was the longest day. The little black girl had. She was like, I left my ponytail at school.
She did have a ponytail, yeah.
She said, they're like, where is it? She's like, I left it at school. So, I mean, kids do be looking roughed up, and I'm not really too.
And I feel like we should just let kids be kids and have fun, you know?
Course.
Just let them have fun and be wild. Like, I know this don't have nothing to do with really the H. It's similar, but it's just like kids with all these name brands on. They go to school, get it dirty. They don't even play. They can't play because the mom like, don't get your clothes dirty, and you know, they can't even play. So I just feel like that. It's just like, let them have fun.
Kids to Walmart,
let them enjoy.
Maybe Target if you feel like it, and just let them. Oh, would you wear this? Yeah, I'll wear this. Let them go and play. Let them run around because Lee used to come back with holes in his jeans from his knees. That boy loved to slide on carpet.
Boys would be boys.
And that boy would come the most dirty every single time. Was like, fam, how did you get this dirty? How did you even do all of this? He was like, hey, I don't know. I was having fun. It's like, but that's the whole thing. I feel like kids do need to have fun. I feel like kids do need to be themselves. And I do feel like that we shouldn't, I guess I was going to say body shame, but hair shame other kids for being whatever. I think, yes, they could have did some braids, because I feel like that more so would have been what a black woman would have done for it. Like, you know, if you wanted to be like politically correct of like how you would send your kids to school and then they was on recess. Oh no, that mom would have had that kid up in some braids, and then the braids would have been kind of messy, like,
or she would have had that hot comb, and your hair would have just been like that.
It would have been something like that. It just seemed. But I do feel like that, and I only feel like, if I could play devil's advocate, the only reason why I feel like some of these ads or these companies get a little backlash is because, like, you ever see those, like, it'd be like a talk show in the morning or something on like a local news channel, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna try out this product, and it'd be like 3 girls, and one of them girls be a black girl, and they do nothing to the hair. Like, it'd be like, oh yeah, we're gonna stick this and this. Oh yeah, I love it. That's just so like fresh. Like, girl, I would never do my hair like this, and but they don't know how to, and so
let's give a cheers to H&M for trying.
Right. So we just need to normalize just black hair, and once we normalize black hair, people will know how to do black hair.
And with that being said, then hire more black hairstylists
and hire more black people on y'all team. So
that's really what it is, because
it's something too.
Yeah, so
about our culture.
Yeah, because Wendy Williams did that too. The girl was trying to do the edges, and she was pushing them back. She was like, "No, honey, you swoop." Like, you don't just. And it was like a white woman just trying it. She was just like, "Oh yeah, this edge control, you just push back." She was like, "No, you swoop it on." And the model was like, trying not to say, "I'm not trying to lose my check, but baby girl, you swoop my edges on here, please."
Swoop it, honey.
But I do have a change of topic.
Okay.
And I do want to ask y'all a certain type of question. But I feel, it's more of like a relationship question. Okay. I want to know, do you feel like gender roles are prevalent, or do you feel like they are completely played out? Being that the men should make the money and the women should take care of the household. Because it's been a lot of controversy lately on the switch, because obviously women are having jobs and doing stuff and being bosses and taking over for real. Mm-hmm. But do you feel like just because women are doing all of this, that there should be a switch in a gender role, or do you feel like it's like women should still take care of this household, take care of this, even though they're going and making money and doing this?
I mean, for me personally, I just feel it's about your relationship. You know, it's just like growing up, my dad was the leader of the household. But what I didn't know behind the scenes growing up, my dad just made money and gave my mom all the money. So my mom did everything around the house, even though my dad worked, but it was just like my mom was that decision person. Mm-hmm. Normally we have it as men are the man in the household. They supposed to make the decision. They supposed to do that. So that's how I grew up thinking. So my mom was like, oh, I got to do this and I got to do this and I got
this.
So
what
money.
You doing?
And she's like, oh, your dad gave me all this money. That's all he did was work, and my mom handled things. So, I mean, to me personally, I can kind of say in my relationship now, I don't feel like gender roles is a big deal. It's kind of, if the kitchen's dirty, let's clean it. Let's clean it together.
Do you feel like the woman's supposed to stay in the kitchen?
Oh no, because Kiara's not in the kitchen.
I think that's very like 1920ish shit, whatever. Like I feel like we definitely play our parts, and just depending on how, like it may be a day that I might be working like 14 hours, and maybe you home. Like you can't expect me to come home and be like cooking and all this stuff. And that's when I feel like it would take into play where you cooking and I come home. You know what I'm saying? And then I got you on those days. I think it's just about communication, working together. You know what I mean? Just having each other back. You know what I'm saying? At that point.
But I have seen where some women, like on Twitter, they're like, hey, you know, I'm just there. The men pays all the bills. And sometimes I kind of battle girls on Twitter sometimes. So follow me on Twitter. But I always be like, well, what do you do besides giving vagina? Like, so they just work. What do you do? Because you don't cook, you don't do anything. You're just home.
And they just stay home.
Yeah, so. they still feel, hey, I'm supposed to be just at home. The men's supposed to take care of it.
And that is a part of gender roles that people do play, like where there are the women that feel like I'm out here, I'm hustling, which is all the Hollywood honeys. We out here, we hustling, we making money and providing for the household too. I don't feel like a man should just take care of me completely. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, of course, take care of me.
Sometimes I like
take
to
care of me.
Like I'm gonna take care of
money and spend yours.
Okay. What Megan said, she said, I'm in my bag, but I'm in his too.
Okay. You know, and
but
and I think that's the playful fun part about it. It's like, you know, with women, we take a lot. Like we gotta get hair, nails, all this stuff done. A lot of men don't have to do all that. So it's like, here, take.
Men can wake up at 9:50 and be to work at 10:30.
I cannot. Do what you want to do.
I cannot. I have so much to do just to get out the door, just to feel this way. So I do feel like it should be I feel like it should be a balance.
Yeah, definitely.
We're not in the 1920s or the 1930s. It's not like Color Purple when you know.
She loves looking up Color Purple.
I love it. My mom made me look at that so many times when I was young. Girl, Color Purple and we love.
That's a reference of life.
Yes, but that's it. It's not like those times anymore. You know.
Yes, definitely.
It's just kind of like I just feel like you make up your rules in your relationship and it works. Nobody. People outside of relationship, nobody cares what.
And I definitely respect the man that can respect that, because sometimes men do just want that. They want you cooped up in the house, not going nowhere, not doing nothing. They're not for this movement like of women being independent. Some of them are still stuck in that time age.
Well, and that's why I'm talking about that, because they are like, there's a lot of women that I see that are just like, they want to do more, but they're like afraid to like discomfort their man, like they're afraid to make him feel less.
I feel like that's
you know what I mean. Like
it comes like where it's like that's some insecurities that they have to deal with in themselves if that's the case, because you should be able to go out. I mean, you should be able to have hobbies. You should be able to do certain things like besides just shop, cook, and fuck or take care of kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to have some type of happiness. Unless I'm not, saying that like, you're going to come to a situation where you're going to have to separate, but it happens, especially more now than later. So, people going to come and, have situations where they might have to separate from this man. This man been making all the money. Now, all of a sudden, he don't want to deal with you no more. Now you out there like a lost deer in the headlights. Like, well, where am I supposed to go? Who do I call? Crazy. I don't have no money. You know what I mean? I don't even know college, what to do with myself.
It was a lady that was a little older in our class, and we're just like, you're real old. Like, not saying that to her, but we were thinking, like, you're over 40. Why are you just taking this beginner's class? I was a freshman. And she just basically said her husband left her. She cooked, cleaned, took care of the kids. He left her for another
life skills.
And now she has nothing.
Other than
and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. You got to be smarter than that. Like, you have to be smarter than that.
But with women that, if you're in a relationship where the man takes care of you and y'all are happy, for all me, do your thing. But that's, for me
but
personally.
Then there's you still got to get your own bread, I feel like.
Yeah, of course.
No, and I feel like that. But then that's that spectrum that we're taking care of, or that we're preaching on to women that have men that take care of them. And we're letting them know that you should do something outside of just the household, so you guys are secure in yourself. But what about those women that are boss women, that are taking control, that are then making their man feel less than? Because it's a huge thing on the egos of men sometimes, of they're making more money than them. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because I want to make all the money. I would love that. But at the same time, there's still like a give and take balance that, men might not feel like, hey, I feel less than a man if I'm doing this or I'm not doing that. And they're taking care of, like, how do women that are boss women
It's okay,
that?
Baby. I'll let you take care of the, when we go out. Take care of the food we go out of town. I'll let you take care of the flights. I won't even touch nothing. You good.
So I think an easy situation.
Okay, I won't touch nothing.
Like, I won't do nothing.
I'll let be the man.
Yeah, I
don't
think
mind
the easy
this.
situation to that is like, I don't know how serious their relationships,
Yeah.
are, but get like a joint account. And in that joint account, put a little bit of money in there, and then let him have a little bit of control of when you go on a date. So he can feel a little bit better,
all this we talking about, I keep thinking about Martin episodes. Like,
Oh,
it was
girl.
an episode where he was making more, or Gina was making more money than him.
Oh, he wasn't having that.
Tripping.
Was
and
not
then it was
having that
another
at
one
all.
where they got a joint bank account and they was going back and forth like, why you buy this? Why you buy it? It was crazy, but that's
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think that's like, I don't know. I look at a lot of the real. And
Yeah,
on there, they were
I
talking about like a joint count that kind of balance everybody out.
I saw this post that was like, are women feeling intimidated because they're making more money than men? And the girl was like, "Bitch, pay me more."
Right.
Like, what are you talking
Right.
about? I'm not mad that I'm making more than my husband. Like,
No.
I want to make more. I would love to contribute. If I'm out here, I'm hiring and I'm talented, and
gotta motivate them. I mean, if y'all on the same wavelength, I feel like, okay, she's making more money. Hey, well, guess what? I might not be making more money than her, but guess what? I'm gonna clean the house. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Other ways I feel besides money to make
I
a
do
good
too,
balance.
especially in a relationship. I do feel like, honestly, it's because it's always, first off, it's always going to fluctuate. I might be high today and I might be low tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, you just never know.
You never really
like,
know.
Somebody
so
could be out on their ass the next day, and it's like, well.
Okay, so it's like if I'm high today, I could be low tomorrow. So it's like if I'm up right now, do what you can as a man to take care of this and that, why I'm this. Because guess what? I'm going to be out and you're going to be up the next time. So I hope you remember that I held you down, baby boy. Because, that's the thing though, like sometimes I've seen a lot of it, and I've seen a lot in other friends that they've taken care of certain things because their boss women have degrees, getting houses, buying properties, just doing a whole bunch of stuff, and then they helping a man while they down and out, and then he going leave while he up and up.
Right. What did Kanye say? They gonna
marry.
What they gonna leave it for a white girl?
And when he get on,
that's why you better have your leverage and just be smart.
And what it comes down to, what you said, is just being smart, ladies. Making sure that you guys are having what do they say? It's like 3 things. It's like you have like a hobby that you can be creative with. You have a hobby that you love, and then I guess a hobby that makes you money. Like all of them
just
are
have some stash.
Yeah,
make sure you got your own.
I seen this other post too. That was like this grandma that said something that was like, they told the grandma, "Oh, I'm getting married with my husband, and we about to get married. We gotta get joint town. We're doing this." They left, and then she went to go back to say bye to the grandma. She was like, "Girl, make sure you don't leave a little stash to the side because you
just never know. Right. Rainy day, honey. You can't be out here lost and sad and calling on everybody because you weren't smart enough throughout situations."
Right.